Hi everyone, I am Marisol Cagadas, taking Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management in College for Research and Technology, Cabanatuan City Campus.
Good day everyone, I am Aubrey Balais taking Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management from Cabanatuan CRT Campus.
I am Mary Joyce Pangilinan Santos, BSTM 3 from Cabanatuan Campus.
Our topic is all about the soon-to-rise ecotourism site, which is the Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Center. Soon-to-rise ecotourism site in Mindoro brings excitement to travelers, as people brood over the return to normalcy that will make them finally free from any travel restriction. A new ecotourism destination, the Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Center or MBCC, is now on the rise in Puerto Galera, Oriental Mindoro.
With the travel restrictions eases up a little in our country, it opens up opportunity to open businesses but also to take a vacation and take a trip to other places. Although there is a go signal to travel on different parts of the country, there are protocols that are needed to follow. Such things become a consideration when Filipinos travel. According to an article from Philippine News Agency, the top 2021 Pinoy travel preferences are family nature trips. As of the February survey that 1,067 Filipinos responded and 53% of these prefer traveling to less crowded or away from mass tourist hotspots.
The construction of the 600 square meter facility on a 16-hectare property overlooking the bay at Barangay Dulangan was nearly halfway done already last month. With its ongoing construction, locals and tourists can soon expect this upcoming premier environmental conservation venue and educational culture site in the country. Components: Conservation education. Number 1. The library will hold the database collection, which contains the published and unpublished articles, books, magazines, news, and articles regarding biodiversity and conservation. Number 2. The audiovisual room will house facilities for viewing of clips, short films, and videos about biodiversity conservation. Next, the conference or training room will serve as the function room for capacity building for stakeholders, teachers training, and the other biodiversity-related conferences. Forest restoration. The nursery will feature forest restoration technologies for germinating and nurturing seedlings of native tree species. Number 5, bio-intensive gardening demonstration sites will provide hands-on experience in organic farming and environment-friendly gardening practices. Fresh produce such as fruits and vegetables harvested from the gardens can be served to visitors. Number 6, forest restoration area is a forest habitat rehabilitated using native tree species and other restoration technologies. This will provide visitors a hands-on experience on tree planting and rainforest site maintenance. Next is Wildlife Collection and Rescue Center. The Natural History Museum will house specimens collected from researches done in Mindoro and house paintings, drawings, photographs, and other art collections regarding biodiversity. The Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Center will provide temporary shelter for wild animals which were previously harmed or illegally traded. Cultural Center. The Center for Culture will provide space to demonstrate the culture of Mangyan communities and promote their products. Last but not least, the ecotourism. The Eco Lodge should provide overnight accommodations for those who are going to visit the center for field trips, trainings, and conferences. This will feature environment-friendly practices like green buildings, energy efficient rainwater collectors, solid waste segregation, wastewater management. Number 11, The Nature Discovery Trail will provide visitors with glimpse of the biodiversity of Mindoro and their natural habitats. View deck, hides, and interpretative signage may be incorporated throughout the trail to provide excellent vistas of natural landscape and interesting wildlife. It is the first of its kind in Mindoro and will be the physical embodiment of sustainability, benefiting present and future generations, said Grace Diamante, the Executive Director of Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Foundation Incorporation.
The Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Foundation and Incorporation is not a profit organization registered or Exchange Commission or CEC. It aims to sustain conservation of Mindoro natural treasures for future generations.
This legacy project will be a focal point for nature preservation efforts and ecological research in the Philippines since MBCFI's inception in 2008. Its location is strategic as Mindoro is known worldwide as a biodiversity conservation area because of its abundance in endemic species and diversity of habitats which, unfortunately, are threatened by human activities like poaching and deforestation.
Endemic species are those that are restricted or native to a certain geographical area and does not appear naturally on any part of the world. An example for that is in Mindoro, which is Tamarao. The certain aims to preserve these endangered animal species that are being hunted, as well as plant species that are being destroyed.
Visitors can enjoy their journey at the MBCC with its many attractions, such as a natural history museum, a forest restoration area for native tree species, a Mangyan Heritage Hall for indigenous people groups to showcase their culture and products, a research laboratory to assist in discovery of new species, a nature discovery trail, eco lodges with glamping areas at the view deck, and even a temporary holding facility for rescued endangered animals. The facility is in sync with the local government's One Island approach that considers use of natural resources, social programs, and economic viability in accordance with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
The goals emphasizes that action in one area will affect outcomes in others and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. These correlate to Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Center goals that aims to promote the locals and general public awareness of Mindoro's unspoiled natural beauty, importance of its unique biodiversity, and its impact on society and climate change. Thus, it will be the physical embodiment of sustainability benefiting present and future generation by emphasizing the symbiotic relationship between people and natural resources.
With its sustainability features, the MBCC aims to be a green building certified by the International Finance Corporation EDGE. It is also expected to help MBCFI continue studies for science-based recommendations to policymakers and conduct information drives through its conservation awareness raising and education program.
The certification that MBCC aims is a crucial part of the overall success of the center, being certified on international finance. Corporation or EDGE or EDGE building means that is qualified to receive a part of its investment and advisory services. It also helps jumpstart proliferation of green building as it is recognized as a sister company of World Bank Group.
The top executive emphasized that environmental conservation must be prioritized because the constant loss of biodiversity caused by human activities will affect communities with the consequences of climate change like typhoons, drought, and loss of natural resources.
An example of this disaster is Typhoon Quinta just a year ago that damaged Oriental Mindoro, resulting to 2 billion pesos of damage in agricultural sector. And in 2019, the province also was hit by drought due to El Nino. Based on the Philippine StarNews.com reported that over 7 million worth of damage in crops.
The Philippines is ranked number 2 among nations as the most vulnerable to climate change. Oriental Mindoro ranked ninth among the country's provinces prone to flooding, following forestry net loss of nearly 30% on the island from 1988 to 2015.
The reason for being vulnerable to climate change of the country is because of its geographical area that consists of 7,641 islands. Based on www.climate.links.org, the country lies in the world's cyclone-prone region, averaging 19 to 20 cyclones each year.
Recently, the Department of Science and Technology in Mimaropa approved the provision of solar panels to help power up the MBCC's research laboratory. Naming opportunities are also open to help fund other components of the MBCC for posterity.
We therefore conclude that based on the article, the Mindoro Biodiversity Conservation Center might be a success despite the pandemic ongoing, because of its thorough planning and the support that is being given, may it be on this time or in the upcoming months if being approved or not. The project, once it's done, might be a landmark of Oriental Mindoro, not just for the travelers, but also to students, researchers, scientists, journalists, and etc. We are the Group 9, and again, thank you everyone for listening and good day.